Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, we have just waded through an absolutely massive 2-week stack of source material. And for you, the listener, this is the ultimate shortcut. We're not just talking spoilers here. We're getting into the deep strategic why behind some incredibly explosive drama hitting Los Angeles right now.
Yeah, this batch, it covers October 13th right through to October 24th, 2025. And honestly, it's like a masterclass in high-stakes soap opera plotting.
Totally. We've got paternity reveals, immediate arrests following those reveals, some really shocking custody plans.
And corporate espionage, a secret attempt to sneak into Forrester creations.
Right. And don't forget the therapist relationship that looks like it's about to, spontaneously combust into romance.
Right in the therapy office, no less.
Yeah.
In our material, it gives us this really unprecedented look into how all these plot lines across the Spencers, the Forresters, Logans, Sharps are totally interlocking.
We have actual dialogue cues.
Dialogue cues, confirmed character motivations, even the exact legal percentages, like for the paternity test, which shape what happens next.
So it's not just what happens, but how the power is shifting.
Exactly. It's a blueprint. It shows how strategy and, let's be honest, leverage are driving things maybe more than, actual morality.
Okay, and that strategic shift, that's our mission today. We're going to synthesize all these intense developments for you, quickly but thoroughly.
We'll start with Luna, right? The immediate fallout, paternity confirmed, arrest happens, and then this pretty radical controlling plan from Bill and Katie.
Then we pivot, the Deacon and Sheila marriage. Imploding.
Big time. And right after that, we look at this high-stakes gamble by a new designer trying to break into Forrester Creations secretly.
So by the end of this, you, our listener, will be deeply informed. You'll know the major plot shifts for the next 2 weeks and, crucially, what they mean long-term.
Let's dive right in then. Center of the storm, the Luna Will crisis, Monday, October 13th. It kicks off with that piece of paper everyone's waiting for, the paternity test results.
Okay, let's set the scene. We ended on that cliffhanger, right? The tension in that room. You've got Bill, Katie, Will, even Electra, all basically cornering Bridget Forrester.
Absolutely suffocating. The sources make it clear this wasn't just curiosity. It was about needing to know now to decide the next move. They needed that answer. Is Will the father of Luna's baby?
And Bridget finally cracks under the pressure.
After, what the sources call enough dramatic pauses to fill an entire episode? Yes. She delivered the truth. The answer is yes. Will is the father.
But there's more to it, isn't there? Something about the result itself.
Yeah, and this is fascinating. It really speaks to the writers wanting zero ambiguity here, probably for the legal stuff coming up. They give a specific number for the accuracy.
How specific?
99.578% accurate.
Wow. Okay, that's oddly precise. What's the strategic point of getting that detail, do you think?
Well, I think it's two things. First, nobody can ever challenge this result again. It shuts down that potential future plot line,
right.
Recycling the who's the daddy trope.
Locks it down.
And second, because it's so ironclad, it gives Bill and Katie what they see as the legal and moral high ground for the really radical moves they're about to make.
The science is settled, so Operation Cleanup can begin.
Exactly. Will is definitively the daddy, no question.
And that clarity, it leads immediately to something even more dramatic than the reveal itself. Electra's intervention.
She shifts gears here, doesn't she? From trauma victim to, instrument of justice. Or maybe revenge.
It feels like a massive power shift for her character. Chief Baker just shows up at Bill's house to arrest Luna Nozawa.
And the sources give us that crucial detail. Who made the call? Reportedly, it was Electra. She called the police.
So she timed it perfectly. The paternity reveal, then boom, the arrest.
She orchestrated it, ensuring the revelation was immediately followed by the handcuffs.
And the sources highlight this one detail.
Yep.
She's smirking as Baker makes the arrest.
Yeah, that smirk. It says everything, doesn't it? It's not just relief. It's victory. A definitive transition for her.
Baker says the line, "Luna Nozawa, you are under arrest." And Electra's just soaking it in.
Enjoying her moment of payback. But, the law's one thing. Dollar Bill Spencer's influence, that's something else entirely.
Right. The sources mention Luna is called a repeat offender. So realistically, she should be facing serious jail time, given her history.
Should be. But Bill Spencer has this, superpower for bending legal reality when it involves his family. And the sources are speculating heavily about what happens next, legally.
What are they suggesting?
Well, it speaks volumes about that Spencer entitlement, right? Luna's a flight risk. She's a repeat offender. But the speculation is Bill won't let her spend her entire pregnancy locked up.
Why not? because the baby is a Spencer.
That's the core of it. Bill will pull strings,
Yeah.
use his connections, his money, everything to get her house arrest, specifically for the duration of the pregnancy.
Wait a minute. If that happens, is it really about protecting the baby? Or is it about controlling Luna?
Oh, it's absolutely about control. Think about it. If Luna's in actual prison, Bill and Katie lose oversight. But if she's confined somewhere they control, maybe a guest house on the Spencer estate.
They control her prenatal care, who she sees, everything.
Exactly. It turns a legal consequence into a strategic containment. Protect the Spencer spawn, as they put it, until delivery.
That is next-level manipulation. Which leads straight into this radical plan Bill and Katie cook up on Tuesday, October 14th. Luna is already facing arrest, but she's described as being absolutely stunned by something Katie tells her. What could possibly be more stunning than jail time?
The sheer audacity of the Spencer plan, Katie and Bill tell her. They intend to take Will's baby and raise it themselves.
Take the baby.
They see it as necessary. The baby needs to be raised properly as a Spencer, and they're basically framing it as cleaning up the mess for their son, Will.
Wow, that's not just a custody fight. It's like a forced adoption plan. How does Will, the actual father, react to his parents just deciding to take his kid?
Okay, this is the kicker. The sources suggest Will is expected to be relieved.
Relieved, really?
Yeah, it's a huge psychological insight. He's apparently so traumatized by Luna and all the chaos that the idea of his powerful parents just stepping in and managing this whole unexpected baby situation. It's like a weight off his shoulders.
He just wants the trauma to stop.
Pretty much. And his parents are offering to erase the most difficult consequence for him.
That screams upper-class entitlement, doesn't it? Thinking money and influence can just fix or force any outcome, even with deep personal trauma and biology involved. But not everyone in Luna's extended family is going down this manipulative path. Finn's taking a harder line.
He really is.
Yeah.
And it brings his character right back to the trauma he suffered because of Sheila. Finn Finnegan, who we now know is Luna's biological father.
Right.
He reiterates he wants justice. Full stop. He explicitly states he will not fight Luna's arrest, even though she's his daughter, carrying his, the sources use the term grand spawn, which is kind of amazing.
Grand spawn. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it acknowledges the link, but keeps that emotional distance.
Definitely. For Finn, it's biology versus safety.
Yeah.
And safety is winning, hands down, which, given his history with Sheila and Steffi, is completely understandable.
So he's actually happy she's arrested.
The sources say he's expected to be happy about it, yes, because he genuinely believes it makes Steffi safer, makes his kids safer, while Luna's behind bars. He sees Luna as an active threat to his immediate family.
Regardless of the pregnancy or the biological tie.
Exactly. He's prioritizing his wife and the children he knows over this biological child he just found out about. And this arrest is crucial because, as we'll get to later, it clears the path for Steffi's return.
So you've got this contrast. The Spencers using money and influence to control the situation, and Finn demanding justice and prioritizing his known family's security. That's a really layered conflict.
It absolutely sets the tone for these 2 weeks. Strategy rules over sentiment pretty much every time.
Okay, let's pivot now. We're moving from the legal chaos at the Spencer house to a totally different kind of boundary violation. This one's happening inside a therapist's office. Let's talk Deacon, Sheila, and Taylor.
Ah, yes, the triangle. Things get messy here starting Tuesday, October 14th. Deacon Sharp is, understandably, in deep marital distress.
I mean, he's married to Sheila Carter, who, by the way, the sources apparently refer to as siding with a double murderer in reference to Luna's past actions. And Sheila's repeatedly shown she prioritizes Luna over him.
He's drowning. He needs help, professional help.
And crucially, he goes to Taylor Hayes. She's officially acting as his therapist. But the sources are clear. He is not there for marriage counseling with Sheila.
That's key. He's going for himself. Individual counseling, survival counseling, maybe?
What's his motivation, according to the sources?
It's deeply personal, desperate. He's looking for a way out of the marriage, or maybe just trying to accept psychologically that he married someone he now views as, quote, pure evil because of her loyalty to Luna.
He needs someone to validate his feelings. Maybe give him the strength to cut ties.
Seems like it. He apparently lays it all out, tells Taylor, I need you to help me, Taylor, and confirms he wants to keep seeing her for sessions.
Now, let's be real. Deacon choosing Taylor. Strategically, it's kind of brilliant, even if it's subconscious.
How so?
Well, think about it. Taylor is Brooke's biggest rival, Ridge's ex, and Sheila's longtime nemesis. She represents everything Sheila isn't: safety, social acceptance within that Forrester world.
Ah, okay, so she's like the ultimate psychological and social counterweight to Sheila. Makes sense.
But this professional setting, it doesn't stay professional for long, does it? Because Sheila Carter, queen of eavesdropping and boundary smashing, gets involved immediately.
Of course she does. The sources confirm she's spying. Listening in on Deacon and Taylor's sessions this week, it's classic Sheila. She cannot stand a closed door, especially if her husband and a rival are behind it.
And she sees something that sets her off.
Her jealousy just flares up instantly. She sees Deacon hugging Taylor. Now, presumably it's a therapeutic hug, right? Comfort, support.
But Sheila wouldn't see it that way.
Not a chance. The analysis in our sources emphasizes Sheila doesn't see clinical boundaries. She sees it through a possessive, personal, romantic lens. It's immediate territoriality. That's my husband hugging her.
The sources even mention that thought. Oh, big hot guy hugging me.
Yeah, they capture that visceral, jealous thought, confirming it's rooted in romantic panic, not just professional concern.
And that panic fuels her next move, trying to win Deacon back.
It drives her desperation, yeah. It leads to this failed reconciliation attempt on Wednesday, October 15th. She goes to Deacon at Il Giardino.
What happened?
She's pleading, desperate. Please come home, I need my husband. But Deacon, he's hit a wall. The sources say this deadlock is absolute.
Why? What are the deal breakers for him?
Two main things. First, foundational. He cannot forget Sheila murdered his friends. That's a moral line cross that he can't uncross.
And second, the immediate trigger, Sheila siding with Luna.
Exactly. Sheila openly prioritized Luna, this woman causing him immense grief, implicated in terrible things over him, her own husband. It proved her loyalty lies elsewhere. The fracture is irreparable. No path forward for them as a couple.
So, as Deacon and Sheila crash and burn, his professional relationship with Taylor starts morphing. This is where Tacon starts to bubble up.
It feels almost inevitable, doesn't it? Given their shared history with Sheila, the isolation they both feel maybe, and the intense emotional vulnerability Deacon's showing Taylor, the therapy sessions are explicitly framed in the sources as the start of something potentially more.
Moving beyond the clinical.
Way beyond. That emotional connection, forged in trauma and shared animosity towards Sheila, is powerful stuff.
And the family reactions are going to be epic. Ridge will hate it, obviously.
Oh, guaranteed. But Brooke, yeah, her reaction is pure strategy.
What do the sources say about Brooke?
She'll be cheering them on. And her motivation, brilliantly self-serving. The sources confirm she sees Taylor being happy and busy with Deacon as an insurance policy for her own marriage to Ridge number 8.
Keeps Taylor out of her orbit.
Precisely. A happy, occupied Taylor isn't chasing Ridge. It's tactical cheerleading.
Genius. Manipulative, but genius. But speaking of lines blurring, there's a warning in the sources for the week of October 20th to 24th.
Yeah, strong warning. It suggests Taylor might cross professional lines with Deacon. Could be physical, could be an explicit romantic admission. But it implies the dynamic escalates rapidly beyond therapy very soon.
Confirming it's not just therapy anymore.
Not at all. And Deacon, meanwhile, is expected to keep firmly rejecting any attempt Sheila makes to reconcile. That door is slamming shut on Sheila, while the take-on door swings wide open, which, brings up huge potential ethics issues for Dr. Hayes down the line.
Absolutely fascinating. Okay, so one relationship collapses under the weight of crime and betrayal, while another member of the Sharp family is aiming for professional success. Let's shift gears to Forrester Creations and Deke's secret portfolio. This starts Thursday, October 16th.
Right, Deke Sharp. Deacon's son, Hope's brother. He's dealing with his own fallout from the family drama. He's worried about his dad, about Deacon's heartbreak over Sheila's betrayal.
And that worry leads him to talk to Hope.
Exactly. He opens up to his sister, Hope Logan, about it, sharing that family grief.
And this conversation might be how Hope finally learns a massive secret she's been kept in the dark about.
That's the speculation in the sources, yeah. That Hope might find out Luna is actually alive through Deke during this heart-to-heart.
How's she expected to react?
It's layered, stunned, horrified that Luna, who caused so much pain, is alive. But critically. Not surprised at all that Sheila betrayed their dad.
That fits Sheila's MO perfectly.
Totally. It just validates Deacon's decision to pull away, in Hope's eyes.
But while Deke's dealing with the family implosion on one hand, he's also laser-focused on his career ambition, which leads him to make this really risky move, what the sources call cheating the game. What's the scheme?
Okay, so Deke knows he doesn't have the credentials or the connections to get noticed at Forrester Creations the normal way. So he literally sneaks into the CEO's office.
A restricted area.
Yep. Why? Because the company put out a call for design portfolios for the Hope for the Future line, but anonymously.
Mm.
And crucially, only from a select list of known, established, or promising young designers.
So he wasn't on the list. He bypassed the entire vetting process.
Exactly. He just slides his portfolio in with the legitimate submissions. He's counting entirely on the strength of his designs. It's basically corporate espionage within the family business.
Hoping the work will speak for itself and override his lack of experience.
That's the gamble. Force their hand based purely on talent.
And does it work?
Like a charm, apparently. Later that day, the review panel meets Hope, Ridge, Carter, Brooke.
And?
Sources confirm Hope zeroes in on one portfolio almost immediately. She's captivated. She says something like, "We need to get in touch with this designer." And guess whose portfolio it is?
Geeks. Wow, so his talent did force its way through.
Yeah. Succeeded where just asking nicely would have failed. Yeah.
But success brings new problems. Friday, October 17th, Deke's secret immediately faces a threat. And it's Electra again. She's everywhere this week.
She really is a key disruptor. She runs into Deke, and the sources raise suspicion about the timing. Maybe she saw him coming out of the CEO's office. She knows he doesn't work there, questions why he's in a restricted area. Deke knows he's potentially busted.
So what does he do? Try to bring her into the secret?
Plays the confidentiality card, asks Electra to keep it quiet, admits he submitted his portfolio anonymously. Then he plays the family card, tells her he's Hope's brother.
How does Electra react to that?
Surprisingly, she finds it cool, according to the sources. He's hoping that connection to Hope will buy her silence.
But there's a catch. A big warning attached to this fragile alliance.
A huge one. The sources explicitly state, things will be okay as long as Remy Price's name doesn't come up.
Remy Price. Who's that?
We don't know details yet, but that single line is like a ticking time bomb under Deke's future. It heavily suggests Electra has a strong connection to this Remy Price, maybe an ex, maybe a current partner. And that Price, perhaps a rival designer Deke unknowingly beat out, or someone Electra feels loyalty towards, holds the key to exposing Deke's deception.
Wow. Okay, so that immediately complicates Deke's future at Forrester, even with Hope loving his work, which brings us to the week of October 20th to 24th. Hope likes the portfolio, but he has zero experience. That's a huge issue at a place like Forrester, built on pedigree.
It creates this really interesting hurdle.
Right.
The talent is undeniable, but the resume is blank. So the question becomes not if they hire him, but how.
Does he get hired straight up, or does he have to start at the bottom, maybe apprentice under someone?
That's the dilemma, maybe under Carter. Or imagine him apprenticing under Ridge. Talk about friction. The decision shapes his whole starting position in the company hierarchy.
And the sources are already teasing that future conflict with Remy Price. How long can Deke rely on Electra thinking his connection to Hope is just cool?
Yeah, how long before that Price connection forces her hand?
Yeah.
Especially if Price feels wronged.
Knowing this show, probably not long.
Exactly. That secret that he cheated his way in, combined with the Remy Price threat, it makes his foundation totally unstable. Built on talent, sure, but also a lie. That foundation is going to crack.
Okay, let's move to section 4. We need to tie up some loose ends. Let's talk about Will's ongoing trauma and then the really surprising return of Poppy.
Right. Will Spencer is, as you'd expect, really struggling with the psychological fallout from Luna. The sources emphasize he's wrestling with why her. Why did she target him specifically?
And the implication is?
That she targeted him because he's Bill's son. The right age, the accessible proxy for Bill himself, who might have been the original or at least a symbolic target of whatever destructive impulse drove her. Will was basically collateral damage in a bigger game.
Just awful. And Bill and Katie's cleanup plan isn't just about the baby's custody.
No, it's bigger. They're confirmed to be developing this long-term comprehensive strategy to shield Will's entire future from the emotional and legal consequences of this whole ordeal. Goal: complete damage control. Erase the chaos Luna caused in his life.
That intense parental protection is such a contrast to what happens on Friday, October 17th, when Poppy Nozawa, Luna's mother, suddenly reappears.
Yeah, total contrast. Poppy shows up, meets with Lee, Finnegan, and Finn. She wants answers. What is going on?
And Finn has to drop the bombshell on her?
He tells her, "Your daughter Luna, she's alive." Remember, Poppy thought Luna was dead thanks to Lee's earlier deception.
So you'd expect relief. Shock followed by relief?
Yeah.
Questions about where Luna is, if she's okay.
That's what you expect.
Yeah.
But Poppy's reaction is apparently explosive and completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Jaw drops, yes, confirming the shock, but then anger, pure hostility. She says, and this is apparently a direct quote or close paraphrase from the sources, I can't believe that little B word is alive.
Whoa, seriously, that's her reaction to her daughter being alive.
That's what the sources indicate. Lai and Finn are reportedly shocked at Poppy's attitude. It completely flips the script.
Why would she be angry? What does that reveal about Poppy?
It reveals a massive hidden side to her character. She's not relieved, she's furious. It suggests maybe her relationship with Luna was always toxic, or perhaps more likely, Luna being alive messes something up for Poppy. Maybe she benefited from Luna being presumed dead, or was complicit in something.
So many possibilities, but it definitely shatters the image of a grieving mother.
Completely. The shock value is huge because it's the opposite of the expected maternal reaction.
And this meeting isn't just about revealing Luna's alive.
Yeah.
Finn uses it to confront Lai, too, right? About her past lies.
He does. He confronts his own mother-in-law, Lai, head-on, about lying about Luna's death, about sneaking her off, supposedly for protection. Finn is holding Lee accountable.
Arguing that her deception is what enabled all this current chaos.
Essentially, yes. That her decision to lie to him and Steffi ultimately set the stage for Luna's return and the subsequent trauma. It's necessary groundwork, clearing the air before the final piece of this puzzle falls into place.
Which is Steffi herself. All of this, the paternity results, the arrest, the custody plot, Poppy's reaction, Finn confronting, it's all happening because the time is right for Steffi Forrester's return.
Exactly. The sources confirm that rumored return air date for Jacqueline McInnes would. She's back from maternity leave, expected on screen around October 20th.
And her return is the linchpin for everything.
It is. The whole family, Finn included, apparently agreed. Wait until Luna is arrested before telling Steffi anything. About Luna being alive, about the paternity, none of it. Now that Luna is officially under arrest?
The condition has been met.
Right. Finn believes the time is finally right to warn his wife about what's been happening.
So Steffi walks back into a world that's been turned completely upside down in just a few days. Her husband has a daughter who's under arrest, pregnant with a Spencer baby, and her husband is confronting his mother about past lies. How does her return immediately shake things up, especially regarding Finn's hardline stance on justice?
Steffi is never passive.
Yeah.
Right? She's a force. If Bill actually succeeds in getting Luna house arrest, especially if it's anywhere near them, like the Spencer mansion, Steffi will not tolerate that perceived threat.
She'll demand maximum security, maximum distance.
Absolutely. She'll put intense pressure on Finn to keep Luna far away. She might even question Finn, like, why didn't you push for stricter confinement? Her return guarantees the debates about custody and safety flare right back up, becoming instantly volatile again.
Forcing Finn to juggle his wife's very valid need for security against these new, complex biological ties.
Precisely. Steffi's return means she'll be applying her own decisive Forrester approach to this chaotic situation that spun out while she was gone.
It really is the perfect setup. Maximum drama achieved, and the stage is absolutely set for the next wave of conflicts.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Key takeaways for you, the listener. Based on everything we've analyzed in these sources, what were the 3 biggest strategic shifts over these 2 weeks?
Okay, first, Luna's fate, her immediate future, was basically hijacked by the Spencer family. It stopped being about legal justice and became all about dollar bills leverage and his controlling agenda for that baby, that super specific paternity percentage, just ammo for their radical, entitlement-fueled plan.
Right.
Second, the professional boundary between Taylor and Deacon didn't just blur, it started to disintegrate. That set the stage for Take On. And it wasn't slow burn attraction, it was fueled by Sheila's massive betrayal and Deacon's resulting vulnerability. A perfect storm for a romantic and ethically questionable connection.
Okay, and third?
Deke's gamble. He successfully used manipulation, cheating the game, to get his talent noticed at Forrester Creations. But that success is built on shaky ground because of the secret. Specifically, that ticking time bomb, the Remy Price connection. His position is inherently fragile from the start.
So, distilling all that down, what's the core nugget of knowledge we pulled from these 2 weeks of intense drama?
I think the core nugget is pretty clear. In this world, certainly in these storylines, power and strategy drive almost everything. Think about it. Will's trauma isn't really met with therapy. It's met with his parents making a power move to seize control. Deke's talent isn't enough. He needs deception, sentiment, real emotion. It rarely dictates the big moves, leverage and strategic positioning. They always do.
Power moves everything.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so for our final thought for you, the listener, something to chew on. Luna's arrest was the signal, the green light, to tell Steffi everything. But we know the Spencers are already working the angles for house arrest to confinement bill controls. So what specific dangers does Finn still believe Luna poses, even confined to a house instead of a jail cell? Is he afraid she'll use the baby to manipulate things? And how will Steffi's return force Finn to confront not just Luna, but also his mother-in-law, Lai, simultaneously to guarantee his family's absolute safety?
Yeah, that tension right there, house arrest versus Steffi and Finn's likely desire for total separation, that feels like the conflict that's going to define the whole next chapter.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us for the deep dive. We'll catch you next time.